from Axel's Garage. Today, working on the TJ again. Like I said previously, this TJ is a new purchase, and we really haven't gone through it a whole lot. What I did notice when I bought it though, each wheel has a splined lug lock that I don't have the key for. It was nowhere to be found inside the Jeep. We looked all over. So I did a little research on how to get these spline lug nut locks off without the key, and most of the people said you got to pound the socket on it and pull it off that way. They said use a 19 or a 17 millimeter socket. They said a 12-point thin wall socket is probably the best to use. 12 points seem to grab on the splines of the lug nut. I'd love to heat it up, but I'm concerned that this plastic center cap right here will deteriorate from the radiant heat. I think I got enough space in between the aluminum wheel and the lug nut to heat it up, but I don't want to damage the plastic center cap, so I'm going to try not to heat it. I did spray it with some PB Blaster last week in preparation to hopefully loosen up any rust or grime that's in there. So I'm going to get some sockets together, a hammer, and see if I can beat a socket on, and we'll see if this works. They made it look pretty easy on some of the YouTube videos that I watched. I don't think it's that easy. I haven't tried yet, so I didn't set myself up for success. I'm probably setting myself up for disaster, but I'll get some tools together and we'll see. Alright, what I did was I got a variety of sockets together. I also have one of these, which is a impact, manual impact. I believe it's a Craftsman. It's marked Craftsman. Somebody else makes it, that's for sure. But it's a nice heavy tool, and it's pretty convenient when you're trying to get out rusty bolts or rusty screws even. It's got a 1/2-inch drive socket head on it, so you can put 1/2-inch drive sockets. It also has a little adapter that goes on it that you can put bits into it. But it works pretty good. It'll either tighten or loosen with each hammer blow. This might actually come in handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what sockets, what 12-point sockets actually fit on it. This one's too big. This is the 19. Got here the 17. 17 seems like it's going to be way too small. I guess an 18 would work perfect. I don't have a deep 18. Let's try some of these spline socket set. This is a cheap, made in Taiwan from Harbor Freight spline socket set. It's got an 11/16 and it's got a 3/4. Check the 3/4, see if I can get this even over here. No, 3/4 is too big. And of course the 7/16 is too small. To be honest, I think if I pound this on, these are really thin spline socket. You know what, let me try one of these. What the heck? Let's see if I can pound one of these on. This is a 7/16 spline socket. A Harbor Freight cheapo. They seem to go on there. This is just a little too small. Alright. Let me go back to the 17 millimeter and see what that does. Well, that feels like it's on there. Put in this how this works is you turn it the direction you want it to go, so you turn it counterclockwise and you give it a whack, and every time you whack it, it loosens back up again. Turn it counterclockwise, give it a whack and it turns. Not turning. Well, the socket must be on there pretty good because the marks on the extension are showing that it's not turning. So the socket's not slipping. Of course they say, oh, there it goes, it's turning now. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, the lug nut's turning out, but I want to be able to get it out of the socket, so I'm just trying to loosen it up a little. So that it's not hard to get out of the socket once I pull it all the way out. Nice. Knock it off all the way. Did I crack the socket? No, socket looks good. I didn't crack it. Wow, got it off. Take a look at the socket. You can see it just cut into the splines on that socket, grabbed it enough for me to loosen it up, but I'm a little concerned that if it was on any tighter, it would have been real tough to get off. I guess that it actually looks like the penetrating oil made it all the way through and loosened it up a little, but I'm real happy with that. That was a 17mm socket. This is a 1/2 by 20 lug nut, so I guess that's a, what, a 3/4 on a 1/2 by 20? But it came out pretty good. Nice and easy. There you go. I'm going to do the other 4, and then we got a little bit more to do on the TJ. Alright, well, I got them all off. You know, the first one that I did, that I filmed on camera, came off a lot easier than the remaining ones. As luck may have it. But they all came off. They required just a little bit more pounding them on, and using that impact tool didn't really help. I had to really pound it on good, and then use the breaker bar to break them loose. The impact, I guess the impact driver has its limits, and they were too tight for the impact driver. But they all came off. It was just a lot of effort, a lot of swinging that mallet. Oh well, they're off. I'm happy. Now if we get a flat or have to take a tire off, we can get it off without a problem. I'll have to run over to the parts store or check my lug nut coffee can and see if I have a couple of 1/2 by 20 lug nuts that I could throw in there. But it worked out pretty good. The only suggestion that I could make is to probably not to pound on the extension the way I pounded on it. I mean, I used a big, you saw the face of the mallet was pretty big, but I really boogered up my extension. You can see it there. Not that it's unusable, but it takes a little bit of effort to get the tools in. They go in pretty good, but getting them out is a little tougher. I guess I'll have to clean that up with a Dremel tool. It's just knurled over just a little bit on the inside edges. Probably a little Dremel tool, and I can clean that up. What I would do in the future is when I'm pounding it on, instead of hitting the back of the extension, put this in it and use this as my hitting point and drive it in and seat that socket in with this tool on it. Or if you have a cheap throwaway socket that you could put in here, or something that you could put it into this so that you don't screw that up, or a cheap extension instead of using a good one. But a cheap one might actually break. I mean, you're hitting it pretty hard, so you need a decent thing. I was happy that I didn't break the deep socket. I thought for sure that this would be the first thing to break, especially, you know, the deep ones, they're not as strong. and you get a crack down the side pretty easily. I didn't use an impact socket because they're just too thick a wall to fit into that opening. I would guess if you had steel wheels where the lug nuts are completely exposed around the outside, you could use a impact socket and drive that over, and you wouldn't have the risk of cracking the socket the way I had that risk. But it didn't crack. That's all we got for today. Hope you liked the video. More to come. I'm real excited about tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get something in the mail tomorrow that I've been waiting for, and I've been waiting to try it, and hopefully that'll come in. I can finally take my glasses off because I'm done working with the wrenches. Everything's blurry, to me at least. We'll see you tomorrow.